Have you ever felt, well, stuck? You know, like you're moving, but you're not totally sure you're heading in the right direction? It's a super common feeling, that sense that you just need a new roadmap for your life. And today, we're going to dig into a framework that might just help you draw that map. You know, this whole idea really starts from a very human, very relatable place. The guy who created this framework, Steve Dickinson, he just lays it all out there. He says he spent way too much of his own life feeling fearful and unfocused, and he wanted to figure out a way to help other people avoid that same feeling. And I'm guessing for a lot of us, it absolutely does. That feeling of being pulled in a million different directions at once, or maybe being so frozen by fear that you don't move at all. Yeah, most of us have been there at some point. But here's the thing about that feeling. It isn't a sign that you failed, not at all. It's actually a signal. You can think of it like a check engine light for your life, telling you, hey, it might be time for a new roadmap to help guide you forward. So where do you even start? We're so often taught to just set external goals, right? Like get that promotion, buy the house, hit that number. But this framework argues that the real journey has to start with an internal question. You've got to look inward before you start looking outward. And this is it. This is the absolute core question. It's not what do you want to have, but who do you want to be? This single question is the foundation for everything else that follows. It becomes the true north on your new map. Okay, so building on that, the next layer is how do you want to feel? This is all about defining the core emotional state you're aiming for. Do you want to feel at ease? Do you want to feel creative? Maybe in committed action? It's about nailing down the experience of being that person you just envisioned. And finally, you have to ask yourself, why? Seriously, why does any of this matter to you personally? Understanding your own motivation is literally the fuel for the whole journey. You have to connect your who and your how to a really powerful why. And this brings us to a really key distinction, the be list versus the have list. This is a fundamental shift, moving away from an external focus on what you can get, the house, the car, the stuff, to an internal focus on who you want to be. The idea here is that when you prioritize feeling free or at ease or committed, the right have list kind of just falls into place as a byproduct. So once you've done all that internal work, the framework makes a really important pivot. Because, true fulfillment isn't just about you. The very next step is to take all that newfound clarity about yourself and focus it outward on how you can serve other people. And this is exactly what it means to provide value. It's not some business school buzzword. It's about solving a real problem for your community or for your team or your customers. It's really asking, how can I use who I am to transform someone else's life for the better? So how do you find that value? Well, this framework lays out 4 pretty clear steps. First, you identify a need out there in your community. Then, you define the actual problem that happens because that need isn't being met. From there, you dig a little deeper to really understand the real-world implications. The stress, the wasted money, and only then can you figure out how you can be the one to solve it. All right, with your who defined and your value identified, it is time to plan. And the key here is to actually reverse engineer your future. So instead of starting from today and trying to move forward, you start with your end goal and you plan backwards from there. This is basically the blueprint for that backward plan. You start with that final goal, that North Star on the horizon, and then you work your way back, figuring out the message you need to send, the confidence you need to build, and the systems you'll need to create to get there. Each of these steps becomes a milestone on the path that leads all the way back to your present. So all this work, it leads to one final, really powerful idea. It's the ultimate expression of everything we've talked about, from that first deep question to the final strategic plan. It's your call to action in the world. This is what it's all for. This is bigger than just having a better life for yourself. It's about making your own unique mark. Or, as the author says, making the dent that you intend to make in the universe. What a profound way to think about your potential, right? And what's so crucial to get here is that this huge, ambitious idea isn't separate from that very first question we asked. Making a dent in the universe is the ultimate expression, the final, tangible result of deciding who you want to be. So, once you know who you want to be and how you want to feel and why it all matters to you and the unique value you can bring to the world, well, then there's really only one question left to ask yourself. Who's going to stop you?